Hello and welcome to WebSportsMachine.com. I'm your announcer tonight, Adam Brown, and joining me in the booth is Joe Schaefer. Joe, glad to have you along.
Adam, it's always a pleasure to be here.
While we have the time, I'd like to say that tonight's game is brought to you by Jason May State Farm, Carpets Plus Color Tile, and Outfitter of Muncie.
Tonight's match is going to be between the Monroe Central Golden Bears, record of 3-10, the Delta Eagles with a record of 2-10.
So both teams similar as it comes to their records, 3-10 and 2-10, way off pace to get the 500 mark before the end of the season, but getting close to sectional times. Both teams trying to get some momentum to go into the state playoffs. In the latter part of the season, really Delta is having a hard time closing out games. For Monroe Central, it's pretty much been the same old song and dance all season, just unable to come up with W's in the win column. But hopefully tonight both teams come out here, play a competitive basketball game, 3-10, 2-10. So lots of games these teams play are not competitive, sad to say, but let's go ahead and give you the starting lineups for the Monroe Central Golden Bears. Playing the post tonight, number 45, a 5'7" senior, Taylor Wyman. Also number 23, a 5'9" freshman, Michaela McGrath. Also starting number 12, Kayla Bogue. Number 14, Kaylee Davis. And rounding out the lineup, number 15, Morgan Ingle, a 5'2" junior. Now the starting lineups for the Delta Eagles will be number 11, Stacy Sanders. Number 33, Tegan Dishman. Number 21, Erica Persley. And rounding out the lineup will be number 12, Caitlin Rawls, the 6' exact junior. So, Joe, ready for tip-off? Do you have any a pregame prediction here?
Well, I mean, for Eagles so far, got to give the ball to Caitlin Rawls. I mean, like I said, games prior, she's right there underneath the backboard every single time. Give it to her. It's probably going to go the Eagles' way.
That has been their weakness all year, is trying to get it inside to Rawls. When they do, they tend to succeed as it comes to putting points on the board. Let's see what Rawls can do with the tip, standing at 6 foot up against number 23, Michaela McGrath, a 5'9" junior. So Golden Bears coming down with the tip. Delta coming out with a man-to-man defense. Last touched by Erica Persley out of bounds. They'll be inbounded from the side now for the Golden Bears. So Dishman guarding Bogue out there running the point tonight. We got our first turnover of the game on the Golden Bears. Bogue gets called for traveling. And Joe, as you know, turnovers are a big part of these games. Right there, another turnover, Delta. I'll get back to it in a second. First 2 points tonight by Alexis Hosier. She's a 5'6" sophomore now, 2 points for her. Like I was talking about it, Joe, is turnovers. You see a lot of them in these games, and really the team that comes down to the end is the one that makes the last turnover, gets the W.
For sure. Adam, the one thing I did notice earlier, just looking on the floor there, Stacey Sanders is playing. Early in the season, she did not get a lot of playing time, but when she did come in, she came in impact player. That's probably what Coach thought and put her in the lineup tonight.
Fighting for the boards down in the paint. Persley comes away with it. 2-0 score right now. Delta yet to get on the board. In the first half of the JV game, Delta was shut out by the Monroe Central Golden Bears defense. They were down 13-0 at halftime. Sanders trying to work it around. Now Dishman taking lots of time on this possession. So Morgan Cross with the layup, misses, and Rawls is fouled on her way up. So Rawls will go to the line to shoot 2. On the year shooting 61% from the charity stripe.
And Rolls knocks down the first one.
The Delta now on the board, down 2-1.
And she comes up with the second.
So Delta ties it up 2 apiece. There are 5 minutes and 55 seconds left to play in the first period here at Delta High School. Inside to Wyman. That's good for 2. Was going to be inbounded from the side, thus touched by the Golden Bears.
You know, Adam, you're talking about turnovers being so important in games like these. But even more important to be capitalized on those turnovers because of such low-score games. And not only that, but rebounds. You know, and especially for Delta, they have quite a big advantage because of Caitlin Rawls. And when they get those second chance opportunities, it really helps out the team.
So 4-2 the score right now. Monroe Central leading the Delta Eagles. I'd like to remind you to go on to Twitter and follow us on Twitter at Web Sports Machine. Also like us on Facebook. We're going to start bringing you local and national coverage of all kinds of sports, so make sure you tune in for any sporting updates that you would like. Inside to Wyman once again. Back-to-back drives by Monroe Central. 4 points now for Taylor Wyman, the 5'7" senior. Delta breaks the press rather easily, has Sanders wide open underneath the paint. Like Joe mentioned, capitalizing on the easy opportunities is what's going to win these ball games. And so far, Delta's not been able to do it. Now stolen away by Cross, wide open, nobody between her and the basket. And she's called for traveling. So turnover back to the Golden Bears.
Yeah, we talked briefly about Caitlin Rawls being such an impact player, underneath the goal for Delta. Yet Taylor Wyman down there, she's really holding her own down there.
Wyman has position on Rawls. They can't get it to her. Driving in, right hand, and she's fouled. That'll send McGrath to the line to shoot 2, a 5'9" freshman for the Golden Bears. That's the first team foul against the Eagles. That's on Morgan Cross, her first, team's first. McGrath misses the first of 2. Cross getting double teamed. It's another traveling violation called against the Eagles.
Yeah, Adam, Delta really needs to kind of capsize on these little small mistakes that might end up costing them to lose the game here.
Most of these games come down to free throws and maintaining possession. That's Wyman, another 2 points. She has 6 of the Golden Bears' is 8 points. Out to Dishman. She had separation for a second. We got a foul on the floor. Let's see who it's against. It's going to be against McGrath. That's her first foul. The team's third. Kinsey Road checking in for Caitlin Rawls. She'll take a short break. Hopefully be back out on the court very soon. That's Wyman with the block shot. So another turnover for the Eagles. Actually, it's going to be, they say it was tipped off of the Golden Bears. Number 14, Gaddis. So the ball's going to stay here. Delta already has 5 turnovers with 3:21 left in the first. Almost stolen away. Dishman's going to hang on to it now. 3-on-2 numbers. Row from about 10 feet. Now Sanders from just outside the paint. Delta can't get anything to go in. Down 8-2. "15-foot shot's good. It's Lexus Hosier with the basket. She has 4 with Taylor Wyman 6.
Yeah, Adam, Delta's definitely need to slow the pace down and take good shots. Right now they're just hurrying up and down the court, trying to get a shot off.
We got a foul called, I believe, on Pursley. That'll be the second foul for Delta. And the first on Pursley. Golden Bears to inbound. 2:14 left to play here in the first quarter. 10-2 score. Monroe Central with the lead. So stolen away once again. Easy bucket for Gaddis. That's her first score of the night. Now 6 turnovers for the Eagles.
Like I said, small mistakes just like that with Tegan Dishman missing the ball is really jeopardizing this Eagles' chance to win this game.
Now 7 turnovers and 10 points. Actually, my bad, 8 points coming off of turnovers for the Golden Bears. Stolen away once again. That number just keeps on climbing. 8 turnovers here in the first quarter, 1:35 remaining. We got a foul called on the floor.
Right now the score 14-2 Monroe Central way, yet the only 2 points that Delta scores from Caitlin Rawls' free throws.
So the inbound once again. Out to Cross. She has separation from about 15 feet. Drives in. Can't get the roll. We got an over-the-back foul called on the shooter, Morgan Cross. So 1:16 now left in the first. Almost another turnover, and there is a turnover as Caitlin Rawls checks in for the Eagles. Cross will go to the sidelines for a while. Only 2 turnovers so far for the Golden Bears, 8 by the Eagles. Monroe Central has switched to a zone defense. Really working for a good shot. They have opportunities. And Pursley, the 9th turnover by Delta here in the first quarter. 41.2 seconds left as she's called for a double dribble. So turnover so far, the weakness for the Eagles. Another 2 points for Monroe Central. That's McGrath. She now has 2 points on the night. She missed her 2 free throws earlier. Pursley knocks down the 3. So Delta finally showing some signs of life. putting points on the board, down 16-5. A turnover by the Golden Bears, now 3.
You know, Adam, we talked about turnovers being the Eagles' Achilles heel tonight, as well as missed opportunities. Morgan Cross was driven down the court, missed both layups.
So about 5 seconds left on the clock. Stolen away, another turnover. Trying to get a shot off before halftime, gets one off, but it will not fall. So weakness here in the first quarter. Turnovers for the Eagles. 16-5 the score. Monroe Central leading the Delta Eagles. We'll be right back with the second quarter. You're watching websportsmachine.com.
Let State Farm agent Jason May handle all the moving parts to your insurance. Whether it's for auto, home, life, or financial services, Jason May is there for more ways to help and more ways to save. Call or visit Jason May today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
And welcome back to websportsmachine.com. 16-5 score. Monroe Central Golden Bears leading the Delta Eagles here at Delta High School. While we have a break in the action, I'd like to remind you to go on our Facebook page, facebook.com/websportsmachine, and like us on Facebook. Also follow us on Twitter at websportsmachine, and check us out on Instagram as well at websportsmachine. So play getting set to go underway. Dishman to try and put some points on the board for Delta. Another turnover to start off the second quarter. Wide open from 17 feet. Stolen away by Pursley. I'd like to remind you, Adam Brown and Joe Schaefer on the call tonight. Lots of times we forget to tell you people watching who we are. There's standards from 16 feet. Driving in, right hand. Good for McGrath, now 4 points. Inside, and we got a foul.
And they'll take it when I'll shooting too.
Rawls already perfect from the charity stripe tonight. She misses her first, now 2 for 3. As we got a substitution for the Monroe Central Golden Bears.
We have Faith Jarrett coming in for number 23, Michaela McGrath.
So Rawls at the charity stripe, shooting her second of 2.
And she knocks down the second one.
Now 3 of 4 for the night. Score now 15-6. Actually 18-6, pardon me. From 3. Banks not open. Pursley trying to maintain possession. Angela Langford now on the floor for the Eagles. The last touched by Monroe Central, so it's going to stay here inbounded from the side. 6:23 left to play here in the first quarter, actually the first half. Pursley can't get the shot to fall, brought down by Monroe Central. Wide open underneath. Another 2 points. That's Faith Jarrett. She just checks in. Already on the board. Now 20-6 the score.
You know, underneath the basket at that time, I saw at least 4 brown Monroe Central jerseys. You know, Monroe Central's coming up with all of the rebounds tonight.
It's another turnover by the Eagles. It's going to stay with Delta. We have some substitutions on the floor. Kenzie Rowe checking in for Caitlin Rawls. And also checking in number 14 and 15, Kaylee Gaddis and Morgan Engel of Monroe Central. So stolen away once again. Starting to sound like a broken record up here talking about the turnovers, but that's 12 here in the early going of the second quarter. Leading scorer Taylor Wyman not on the floor. Pursley wide open for the layup. And it gives Pursley now 5 points on the night. Stolen away once again by Pursley, and then right back to the Golden Bears. .403 left to play here in the second quarter. Delta trying to claw back into this game. And we got a timeout called by Coach Tharp of the Golden Bears. We're going to take a short commercial break, and we'll be right back with more of the second quarter. You're watching Web Sports Machine.
Hi, this is Marcella with Carpets Plus Color Tile. At Carpets Plus Color Tile, we don't sell paint or lumber, we sell flooring. We have the largest showroom in East Central Indiana, full of top name brands of carpet, vinyl, hardwood, ceramic tile, laminate, and area rugs. So before you go to the big box store, stop by Carpets Plus Color Tile for the best service, prices, and selection in the area. That's Carpets Plus Color Tile across from the Muncie Mall on Broadway.
And welcome back to WebSportsMachine.com. Thanks for tuning in. 3:50 left to go in the first half. Score Monroe Central 20, Delta 8. Story of the night so far is turnovers for the Eagles. 13 to this point, about the midway point of the second quarter. And for Monroe Central, Taylor Wyman, she has 6 points. Michaela McGrath also with 6. And right behind her with 4 is Lexus Hosier. So really, a lot of players on this Golden Bear team sharing the load as it comes to scoring. So 20-8 to score. Golden Bears trying to extend this lead. Delta trying to claw back. They can stay away from the turnovers and possibly get some boards every once in a while. They have a good chance of putting some points on the board and coming back. We got a foul on the floor. There's going to be an offensive foul back to Delta.
That foul's going to be on number 15, Morgan Engel. As Young comes out of the game.
So stolen away once again on a fast break, going up for the right hand, missing this time. And we got a personal foul called, I believe, against the Golden Bears.
Number 12, Ashley Rawls, comes back into the game. Comes out for number 14, Langford.
So that's the 7th team foul. So Dishman will go to the line shooting 1-1.
Makes the first of 2. And Dishman knocks down the second.
So Tegan Dishman perfect from the line, making it a 10-point lead for the Golden Bears. .253 left on the clock here in the second quarter. Wyman has yet to see the floor here in the second. Stolen away, then right back. So it's 15 turnovers now for the Eagles and 7 for the Golden Bears. Persley driving in. Rowe from the paint, and she's fouled. So she will have a chance for 2 at the line. Rowe, a 48% foul shooter this year.
And Rowe knocks down the first of 2. Coming back into the game, number 15, Morgan Engel. Yeah, number 4, Mackenzie Norris.
So Rowe makes 1 of 2 this trip.
And back in the game for Eagles, number 3, Morgan Cross.
Trying to work it inside. She takes it herself. Cross driving in. Tried getting the left hand. Offensive board by Rowe, and she's fouled once again. So Delta at one point in time down 20-4. Now on a 7-0 run against the Golden Bears. Taylor Wyman going to the scores table to check in.
Rowe misses the first of 2.
So trying to redeem herself. She's missed the last 2. Trying to make it an 8-point game. And she does with the bank. Trying to work it inside to Wyman. Wide open. Drives in. Basket doesn't fall. But again, back-to-back offensive boards by the Golden Bears. And Wyman's fouled. That foul's on number 40, Kenzie Rowe. That's the 4th team foul, the first on Rowe. Inside, and Rowe steals it. So inside to Cross. Delta just can't get the balls to roll in.
You know, Adam, it's sad to think that free throws are going to be the only source of points, but just the way the Eagles are shooting right now, the block shots or turnovers, every free throw counts.
So Rawls working on Wyman, drives in, makes it. Now a 6-point ball game. Delta climbing back in. From 17. Short on the shot, now across 2-on-1, fast break. Pass over to Pursley, and Delta right back into this ball game. Now only trailing by 2 possessions, 20-16 the score. Now 9 seconds left on the clock. Monroe Central's going to have time to get off one shot. And we got a foul called against Erica Pursley with 3.9. That'll be the 5th team foul here in the first half. So 1 more to give, and that'll put Monroe Central in the bonus. And also checking in right now, Angela Langford for Kinsey Rowe. And number 13, Lexus Hosier checking in for Monroe Central. They get it off in time and short on the shot. So a totally different ball game here in the second quarter. Delta climbing back in, only down by 4. Monroe Central 20, Delta 16, and we'll be right back after halftime. You're watching WebSportsMachine.com.
Hi, this is Marcella with Carpets Plus Color Tile. At Carpets Plus Color Tile, we don't sell paint or lumber, we sell flooring. We have the largest showroom in East Central Indiana, full of top name brands of carpet, vinyl, hardwood, ceramic tile, laminate, and area rugs. So before you go to the big box store, stop by Carpets Plus Color Tile for the best service, prices, and selection in the area. That's Carpets Plus Color Tile across from the Muncie Mall on Broadway.
Greens Fork Alignment is driven. Driven because our mechanics are ASE certified and because we use the latest computerized alignment and diagnostic equipment to service your foreign or domestic vehicle. Driven because we solve your air conditioning, brake, and alignment issues the first time. Driven because we provide professional on-site farm service and commercial fleet tire repair. We're driven because we carry Goodyear, Kelly, and Dunlop tires. Goodyear and Greens Fork Alignment. More driven.
When you need customized apparel, Outfitter can screen print and embroider on almost any apparel. We'll put your business, team, or event design on t-shirts, jackets, hats, all of your gear. We've been in business for 19 years, so we have the experience to get your project done right and on time. Visit Outfitter at 1800 North Wheeling Avenue in Muncie or call 765-289-6456.
And welcome back to Webb Sports Machine. Teams coming out of halftime score Monroe Central Golden Bears 20, Delta Eagles 16.
During the halftime, what do you think Coach Tharp from Monroe Central and Coach Rubble for the Eagles probably talked to their players during the halftime?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things you could be talking about in there. Number one priority right now for the Eagles is cutting down on turnovers. In the first half, when you commit 15 turnovers, that's normally what you see in an entire game. But 15 turnovers in the first half is a lot. So really, if they can cut down on their turnovers and take advantage of other opportunities, like Golden Bears turnovers, for example, they could easily come back and win this ball game. And for the Golden Bears, they need to not let up. It seemed like they got off to an early lead. They took Wyman out, gave her a rest. She was being a workhorse in there on the inside, really fighting for everything. They gave her a break, and it seemed like they just kind of coasted for the rest of the first half. So I'll be surprised what we see here in the second. There's Dishman from the three. They're going to give it to her. Looked like she had a foot on the line. Now just a one-point ball game, 20-19. It was an 18-4 score at one point in time. Monroe Central out on top.
Adam, like I mentioned earlier in the broadcast, Delta is just, come down the court, just throwing a shot up. Monroe Central is actually taking the time to pass the ball around, looking for a good shot. And if Delta's going to come out and win this game, they really have to slow the ball down, look for a good shot, and take up the opportunity.
But, Joe, when it seems like they do slow the ball down and take their time, they'll pass the ball for a couple minutes and still take a bad shot. But there's Morgan Cross with the basket, and Delta now leading over the Golden Bears. It's a totally different story ever since the end of the first quarter. Both teams have struggled this season getting wins. 3-10 are the Golden Bears, 2-10 are the Eagles. So back turnover. That's the 9th turnover for the Golden Bears. And the ball game, Monroe Central down by 1. Inside, kicks out to Cross, 15-foot, but she's called for traveling. That's the 3rd traveling called on Cross tonight.
You just mentioned Morgan Cross getting her first 2 points of the game. That's actually her first layup. Obviously, she had several opportunities before and missed them. I don't know if it was halftime where the Coach Rebel talked to her, but she's really got up there, whether it's footwork or just placement on the backboard. She's really starting to sink in her layups.
Inside, easy bucket and a foul, but actually she's called for traveling. That's an even 10 turnovers now for Monroe Central as Dishman inbounds with 5:51 remaining here in the third. So turned over back to the Golden Bears. They've only had one lead change throughout this entire game. It just happened about a minute ago. Wyman's called for traveling. So back-to-back traveling violations called against Monroe Central. Gaddis was double-teamed on the inside. Stolen away, Morgan Cross once again goes in with the left, and she's fouled.
Cross ahead of the line to shoot 2.
On the year, Morgan Cross, a 64% foul shooter. As she misses the first of 2.
And she misses the second one as well.
Monroe Central trying to take the lead. Down by 1. Inside to Wyman. Ball is going to stay here, I believe. Thought about the 3, trying to work it inside. Taking it all herself, and that's good for 2. Faith Jarrett now 4 points on the night. We tipped out of bounds off Bogue's hands.
Monroe Central being more aggressive on the court, whether it be defense driving it up to the paint. You noticed that several times during this game.
So turned over a couple of times, in and out of a few legs. And now it's going to be a jump ball.
And the ball's going to stay here with the Eagles.
Inside to Rawls, turned over. Golden Bears trying to get a good shot off, taking their time, making lots of quality passes. Turned over once again. There's 12 turnovers now for the Golden Bears, 18 for Delta. Morgan Cross open for 3. Short on the shot, brought down by Wyman.
Adam, what do you think the key players for Eagles, whether it be Caitlin Rawls or Edgar Persley, are going to have to do to keep their team back in this ballgame?
Well, Persley just needs to get, Rawls just needs to get position on the inside, because really no one stands with her as it comes to height on this team for the Golden Bears. And really, if she can just get it inside, keep the ball high, and keep getting offensive and defensive boards, there's a good chance that Delta can come out with a W tonight and advance to 3-10. And really for Monroe Central, they went to Taylor Wyman real early in the first quarter. She had actually had 6 of the first 8 points of the ball game, and she's not scored since. Out to Dishman from the baseline. Off the back iron again. Wyman with the rebound. That's 8 tonight. Got traveling called on Monroe Central. Persley wide open from the baseline. She makes the 3. Now makes it a 25-24 game. Persley now with 10 points. Cross wide open. Monroe Central here in the second half has switched to more of a man-to-man defense. Got a foul called on the floor. That's the second team foul here in the second half. And the first foul on number 33, Amara Robert. Actually, pardon me, that's the first foul on Kaylee Gaddis. And we got a timeout. So 25-24 the score.
Visit
we'll
Carpets
be right
Plus
back.
Color Tile, and you'll find the latest flooring designs and fashions at a price that's right for you. You'll find a knowledgeable staff who will help you choose the floor that's right for your decor and your lifestyle. You'll find installers who are trained professionals who make certain that your installation is perfect. You'll find quality brands like Anso, Stainmaster, and Echo Choice. Visit Carpets Plus Color Tile and you'll find the perfect floor. Carpets Plus Color Tile, across from the Muncie Mall on Broadway.
And welcome back to Web Sports Machine. 25-24 game, Monroe Central out on top by 1. We've had 3 lead changes in the entire ball game. Story of the game so far is turnovers, 18 for Delta and 13 for Monroe Central. Leading scorer for the Golden Bears is Michaela McGrath with 8 points, and leading scorer for Delta is number 21, Erica Persley, the 5'4" sophomore.
Adam, when both teams have had as many turnovers as they had during this game, mentally, what does this do for the team and their whole mood?
Well, I mean, eventually you get to the point where you try something different. I mean, that's really what Delta's starting to do now here in the second half. They were losing the turnover battle at one point in time, 16-4. And now it's pretty much evened back up, only a 5 turnover differential. And it shows on the scoreboard, Delta coming back only down by 1. Now taking the lead, Kinsey Rowe. Rowe now has 5 points on the night, 3 coming from the charity stripe. We got a turnover back to the Eagles. Cross has separation. She's wide open. Wyman's giving her about 6 feet of separation out by the arc. Just inside the 3, can't get the bounce. Great hustle play by Persley, last touched by the Golden Bears. Checking in Morgan Engel, the 5'2" junior, for Kayla Bogue, the 5'5" senior. 1:51 left to play here in the third quarter. Delta out on top by 1. And Persley's called for traveling. She does make the shot, but it's not going to count. 19 turnovers now for the Lady Eagles. We got another turnover. It's going to go back to Delta. Cross working on the inside. Pass is stolen away by Wyman. Inside, shot from the baseline, gets the shooter's roll. They're going to give that a 2-point basket, make it 28-27 now Delta. We got a foul called on the shot. That foul is going to be on Faith Jarrett, her first, the team's third of the second half. We're going to have a 30-second timeout called by Coach Rebel and the Eagles. 28's the score for Delta, 27 Monroe Central. We'll be right back after the timeout. You're watching Web Sports Machine.
Bear! Where? Not that kind of bear. Muncie Furniture Outlet is selling to the bare wall. Wall to wall, everything must go. Sell it all. Open 7 days a week. Free layaway. Easy credit. $1,000 off select bedding.
What?
$1,000 off select bedding. Same as cash available. Everything must go. Muncie Furniture Outlet, just 2 blocks from Walmart on 29th Street. We're selling it until the walls are bare. Not that kind of bear!
And welcome back to Web Sports Machine. Delta 28, Monroe Central 27, just 40 seconds left to play here in the third quarter.
Yeah, as I say, basketball is a forgive and forget kind of sport. But when a player commits as many turnovers as both teams have tonight, it's kind of hard for them to play on and focus, or is just kind of stick with them for the rest of the game?
Well, Joe, back in my heyday of playing basketball, it was more of just, like you said, forgive and forget. You just kind of play on. You try not to let it bother you. I mean, 20 turnovers for the Eagles, 15 for Monroe Central. So, I mean, everybody's had their fair share. Everybody's messed up, made the mental mistakes. And that's where you just got to move on as a team and just keep trying to plug away and try and win this ball game. Delta holding on to a 2-point lead, just 29-27. Stolen away, Dishman on a fast break, going up with the right hand. And she's fouled and won. 31-27 now the score, trying to make it a 5-point game as Tegan Dishman goes to the line. Dishman made her first 2 free throws of the night, trying to remain perfect here, shooting 1.
Yeah, I mean, and it just hasn't been turnovers, particularly for the Delta team. Some missed shots and missed opportunities, and so it's kind of a double whammy as far as forgiving and forgetting.
And one thing that hurt Delta early in the game was when Monroe Central would commit a turnover, Delta would not take advantage of it. They had a couple of turnovers after turnovers. That's really what hurt them. They've cut down on those opportunities here in the second half as they lead 30-27. Just enough time to get off a last shot. 3 seconds. Inside, Wyman was wide open. 0.1 seconds left on the clock. If someone does their best impression of Derek Fisher in the NBA playoffs, they can get one off. They're just going to let it run off, and that is the end of the third quarter. 3 quarters in the books, 30 the score for Delta, 27 Monroe Central. We'll be right back with the final quarter of action. You're watching Web Sports Machine.
The sign says Right Way Collision Repair, but you may not realize that they also have mechanical technicians. They can work on shocks and struts, mufflers, brakes, everything from oil changes to diesel performance and engine overhaul and replacement. So when you think of Right Way, think of more than just fender benders. Think of the full-service automotive care. Visit Wade and Christie at Right Way Collision Repair in Albany for your collision and mechanical needs. And say hi to Blue, the shop dog. Call 765-789-6995 or visit rightwayauto.com.
And welcome back to Web Sports Machine. 30-27 the score, getting ready to kick off the fourth quarter of action here at Delta High School.
Yeah, I just talking about being a broken record, saying forgiving, forgetting, but when a player commits as many mistakes as they have, can sometimes cause a player to overthink things.
In some cases, I think it would. With these teams right here, they're winning record. I mean, they're 3-10 and 2-10, but mentally they are tough teams. I mean, obviously they haven't had their ways with the win and loss record, which helps build character as a player. And really, with these teams, I don't think it's going to be a problem because really everybody is kind of sharing the load as it comes to making the turnovers. But in some cases, I mean, players, it'll bother you at practice the next week until you get back on the court, which some cases it makes you a better player. You work harder in practice. So there's another turnover over and back violation called on the Golden Bears. Shot good by Pursley. 3-point field goal. She's made 3 threes tonight, 2 from the inside of the arc, giving her 13 points. Inside bucket's good. So just as Delta gets the momentum, Monroe Central comes right back and tries to match. That was only a 2-point field goal, but trying to stay in the ball game. A 4-point lead for Delta here in the closing quarter. 6:55 left to play. Really taking lots of time off the clock on this possession. Cross throws one up. Last touched by the Golden Bears. Great play by Tegan Dishman. Stolen away by Cross. Up for two, and it's good. 35-29 now the score. Morgan Cross only 4 points tonight. She normally comes in averaging just around 7. Dishman's fouled. That'll be the 5th team foul against the Golden Bears. So inbounded underneath, 6:27 left to play. Rawls is wide open. Pursley from the baseline. Off the front iron. And we got a foul called on the rebound against Stacy Sanders. Six-point lead now for Delta. A turnover, traveling violation called against the Golden Bears. Now 18 turnovers for Monroe Central and an exact 20 for Delta.
Yeah, Adam, as we talked about different mindsets, we just saw their Bogue look kind of frustrated during that turnover. What mindset do you think Monroe Central has right now since they're losing here in the late in the fourth quarter?
With the way they started out the game, they were leading, at least they were leading by double digits pretty much the whole first half. And Delta went on a 7-0 run to end the first half. They were down 20-16, and really it's kind of deflating right now if you're Monroe Central Golden Bear. You thought you were going to come in here and kind of coast after the first quarter, and I think that's what they did, but they coasted in the wrong direction. Now Pursley on a fast break. Another 2 points, extending the lead to an 8-point game now. Delta looking to advance to 3-10 on the year. Driving all the way in, shots up and good from about 8 feet. Michaela McGrath now 8 points on the night.
Is it frustrating as a player, Adam, when you come in here, like you said, leading by double digits, and facing a team that's committed as many turnovers as Delta has tonight, to come back with as many points as they've scored and pretty much outscore you? Is that frustrating as a player?
It's got to be frustrating. Going into a game, both teams losing records, so you knew they were going to be pretty much evenly matched. Monroe Central came out with much more aggressiveness and energy than the whole team of Delta. And really here in the second half, they've kind of calmed down. It shows they're trailing by 6. This is the first of 2. McGrath now 0 for 3 tonight from the line. Makes it 0 for 4. Pursley from the inside. She's fouled. She will go to the charity stripe for a chance at 2. 4:43 left to play in the final quarter of action here at Delta High School. While we have the break due to the free throw, I'd like to remind you to go on to Facebook and like our Facebook page. Also follow us on Twitter and on Instagram at Web Sports Machine. Pursley extends it to a 7-point lead now, 38-31, trying to make it an 8-point game. Misses the second one. Pursley now 14 points in tonight's ball game. Driving in, right-handed shot is good, just inside the paint. Still a 5-point ball game, plenty of time. 4:20 left on the clock. Driving in, Dishman. Charging foul called against Teagan. So McGrath really stepping up in a big way for her team. 8 points on the night. She has missed 4 free throws, but 8 points and drawing the charge right there, stepping in, taking the hit. McGrath, a freshman from 16 feet. And cross is called for traveling. Driving in with the left hand, missing the basket, but getting the rebound. Got a jump ball called on the floor. Possession error will give the ball to Delta. Inside, turn back over. And just as they get the ball, they turn it over once again. 20 turnovers for Monroe Central. We got a full timeout. 38-33 the score. Delta leading Monroe Central. We'll be right back with more of action. You're watching Web Sports Machine.
Let State Farm agent Jason May handle all the moving parts to your insurance. Whether it's for auto, home, life, or financial services, Jason May is there for more ways to help and more ways to save. Call or visit Jason May today.
The sign says Right Way Collision Repair, but you may not realize that they also have mechanical technicians. They can work on shocks and struts, mufflers, brakes, everything from oil changes to diesel performance and engine overhaul and replacement. So when you think of Right Way, think of more than just fender benders. Think of the full-service automotive care. Visit Wade and Christy at Right Way Collision Repair in Albany for your collision and mechanical needs. And say hi to Blue, the shop dog. Call 765-789-6995 or visit rightwayauto.com.
And welcome back to Web Sports Machine. 5-point game. And Joe, Erica Pursley, 13 points, really helping your team come back into this ball game.
Of course it is, Adam. You know, like we said at the beginning of the game, Monroe Central was leading, I believe it was 18-0 or 2. The only 2 points scored by Caitlin Rawls. And Erica Pursley has come back consistently with nice shots, really got her team back in this game.
Rawls is called for traveling. The 23rd turnover tonight for Delta. Inside, turned over again, back to Delta. That's the 21st turnover by the Golden Bears. So Delta now just taking some time off the clock, 2:35 left in play. Dishman is trapped in the side, finds Pursley. Turned over now, going on a fast break. Cross going up, stolen away, back to Delta. So neither team wanting to hold on to the ball at this point. .150 left to play. Almost stolen away. And we got a foul called against the Golden Bears. That'll be 1-1 since it's the 7th team foul by Monroe Central. Stacy Sanders yet to score in tonight's ball game, a 5'6" junior. Stolen away back to Monroe Central. Taking it all the way and the basket. One possession game now, 38-35. The big shot by Bogue. It's her first score of tonight's game, going to the line, trying to make it an and one. So she makes the basket, makes it a 38-36 ball game. 1 minute, 30 seconds left. Lots of things can still happen. Monroe Central definitely a winnable game still. And obviously Delta leading by 2, 38-36. It's going to give you a short recap on who the leading scorers are and who's been the players of the game. Michaela McGrath, 8 points for the Golden Bears. She's the leading scorer. And behind her is Taylor Wyman with 6. But Wyman has not seen the floor much here in the second half and only scored in the first quarter, has not scored since. And leading scorer for Delta is Erica Pursley with 14 points. Really done a great job. She did not score in the first half. At one point in time, Caitlin Rawls had the only points in this game for Delta, which was just 2 from the foul stripe. And Delta as a whole has gotten much better here in the second half. Only committed 6 turnovers here in the second half. They do have 24, though, as a team. And as a team, Monroe Central just behind them with 22. So 90 seconds left to play. Delta to inbound underneath. There's going to be cross to inbound, looking to get the ball to Dishman. There she finds Pursley. And we got a foul called around the half-court line. It will be 1-1 for Pursley. Pursley 1 of 2 tonight from the foul line. Gets the roll. So it's good now, a 3-point ball game, trying to make it a 2-possession game with this last foul shot. She gets them both, 40-36 now the score. Driving inside, gets the rebound. McGrath misses the easy putback. Dishman now driving it all the way down the court, going to pull it out, take some time off the clock. Almost a turnover, but the ball is going to stay here. 55.3 left on the clock, a 2-possession ball game. Both teams have struggled this year from the foul line. So a game that could come down to free throws. Turned over. And she's going to stay here with the Eagles. We got a timeout, I believe, called by Coach Rebels. We're going to take a short break here with 43.2 remaining. We'll be right back with more action. You're watching Web Sports Machine. welcome back to Webb Sports Machine. 40-36 the score. Delta leading by 2 possessions. She finds Rawls, almost turned over. There it is, going to be turned over. So Monroe Central, an opportunity to make this a 1-possession ball game if they can score on this drive. 15-foot shot off the heel. And we got a foul called against Tegan Dishman. That's McGrath on the foul. So Dishman going to the line. She's 3 for 3 tonight as it comes to free throws. So trying to remain perfect and make this at least a 5-point ball game. McGrath taking a seat for Monroe Central as Engel checks back in. Dishman can't get the roll in the first.
Monroe Central needs to capitalize.
They got to score in a hurry. Throws one up, gets it to roll in. So a timeout called by Coach Tharp. We're going to take one last break, possibly before the end of this game. 16.8 left on the clock. 2-point game. We'll be right back with more action.
When you need customized apparel, Outfitter can screen print and embroider on almost any apparel. We'll put your business, team, or event design on t-shirts, jackets, hats, all of your gear. We've been in business for 19 years, so we have the experience to get your project done right and on time. Visit Outfitter at 1800 North Wheeling Avenue in Muncie or call 765-289-6456.
And welcome back to Webb Sports Machine. 2-point ball game. 16.8 seconds left. Delta to inbound from the far side. Trying to just get the ball inbounds where they'll be fouled immediately. Erica Pursley wide open. The Hail Mary pass to Pursley works to perfection. Great coaching move by Coach Rebel. 2-possession ball game, gets the shot off and the miss. And that will do it here at Delta High School. The Delta Eagles winning over the Monroe Central Golden Bears 42-38. That was a great coaching move by Coach Rebel of Delta, throwing the Hail Mary to Erica Pursley to cap this one off. 4-point win for Delta. They advance to 3-10 on the season. Monroe Central falls to 3-11.
You know, we'd like to take the time to thank our sponsors for tonight, Carpets Plus Color Tile and Jason May State Farm. We'd also like to take the time to thank Delta High School for letting this broadcast possible. I'd like to thank our film crew, Tyler McDonald, our producer, Zane Naylor. I'm Joe Schaefer with Adam Brown. From everybody from here at Webb Sports Machine, so long and good night.